Look, I do this for my people, fuck a crooked politician. Cinematic visions gave me details of the mission. Living with my sins, but I know it's been forgiven. Dialogue for pussy has a nigga steady slipping, but I'm bouncing back. Overflow of me.
What's good, world? It's your boy Easily Done. This is easy said than done. It's that time of the year. Finally, we here. College football is back in full effect. First of all, excuse me, I want to shout out to the kids in high school that's already suited up, man. These boys already playing. Some of these guys are in their second week already this weekend, you know. I'm in South Florida in Miami-Dade, and up in Broward, you got Mater Dei, the number one team in the country from California, playing St. Thomas Aquinas, the number 5 team in the country. Mater Dei is perennially top 5, top 10. St. Thomas is perennially top 15. They stay up there. But, you know, I know Mater Dei stay up there, you know. I ain't going to make this a California versus Florida thing, and I know y'all boys going to come in them comments, who better than who. I just know it gets serious at all levels of football, high school included. They traveling across country to play each other, you know. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and it's also, I'm in awe because of the business of football, period. It ain't just college, it ain't just high school, and it ain't just NFL. It's the whole industry. Because even in these high school kids are being followed and recruited early. You think NIL money gonna stop? It's gonna stop before they get to college. They already enticing them with deals before they even touch a college field. You know what I'm saying? I've watched plenty of videos on YouTube and see this guy and then that guy being recruited before he even step on a college field, and it's all this hype. And it's been like that before NIL money. We've been celebrated big time recruits. I've been paying attention to that. That's just because of the internet. So now it's hella magnified because people are putting money in these guys' pockets. And it's a beautiful thing because these schools make a fortune. You got, man, listen, if you look at the biggest stadiums in America, right, as far as sporting events, which is usually going to be football, this is America, not the world. The first 15 to 20 stadiums are all college teams before you even begin to start naming NFL teams. Texas A&M and Michigan, Ohio State, Alabama. I think Florida's up there too. Penn State. They all hold over 100,000 people in the University of Tennessee. They all hold over 100,000 people. 100,000 people in their stadiums, and them things sell out every game. I'm talking about sellout. On top of the ambiance outside the stadium and the tailgating and the restaurants and bars around in the vicinity of the game that are just, this is a multi-billion, it's probably in the trillions dollar industry. Probably, if you count both college and NFL, it's way in the trillions. It's got to be. It's just too many multi-billion-dollar franchises and college programs just year in, year out. They know they finna eat in the college football world and the NFL world and high school football. It just, modern day got to have money to take a whole team across country. A high school team, come on, man. Every school can't even do that. There's schools that probably got good teams. They just ain't got the money. But the team like Modern Day, I've been heard about them for the last 15, 20 years. You know, it's just what it is. So it's interesting to see the business of football, and they're recognizing, you know, you got to pay these players. That's why they could bring the college football game back, because that really was exemplifying that you're making money off their names, because in order to sell the game, you got to put someone on the cover. So they got to, you know, now that they're giving NIL money, okay, we can get that kid who's on the cover some money, you know, and it's only fair. Any dudes are playing that too, tough. You feel me? And I like the game of college football because it's so many teams competing for a championship. And they finally opened up the world of college football with a playoff system and it's evolved past the old traditions. I appreciate anything's history, but things need to change and evolve, right? You started with you just voted for champions. Like, where they do that at? With no sport like that. You don't do it in basketball, you don't do it in baseball, but yet in football, we're gonna vote. But that's how big the sport is. Because you vote and it keeps everybody in the loop. You keep all your top programs around the top when it's this popularity contest, you know, and then you evolve to the BCS, and the BCS was now we're gonna rely on computers, but it's still a popularity contest because first of all, you got a ranking system. The preseason ranking does so much for a program. Look at Texas, for example. They're preseason number one. The fact that you already start the season number one, you take an L, you will only drop. You could still be in the top, whatever, top 10, because they already put you preseason number one, even though they don't know the difference between your team and some other team way down. I don't even got to go another conference. I could just say Vanderbilt, Kentucky. Kentucky might have a team better than Texas, but they're not ranked preseason. Kentucky got to win games to get up in the ranking. So a lot of people argue about the lack of usefulness of a ranking system in the preseason because it predetermines the season when you already pick your number ones, and that number one team gets so much favoritism because you're a preseason number one. You see what I'm saying? Based off paper. So you use this computer system, and the computer system still was based off the ranking and based off eye test. It's a computer. Like, how much can that really do versus us watching the game and seeing the results with our own eyes? You know, it tried to have people program the computers to let you get champions, but you still only had to pick two teams, and you'd have 4 or 5 teams are just as good as either one of them teams. So you had to expand from just a 2-team system, regardless if it was voted or computer. So you went to a 4-team playoff. And still, you trying to open up your minds, but you're stuck. You're stuck because you still kind of keep the old system. You're still voting and picking off of systems instead of what we watching on the field, and let them play it out. But you're going to go them top 4 and let them play it out. But there's still like 7, 8 teams that are just as good as your 4th and 3rd ranked team. You might have a number 1 that's undefeated, but 3 and 4 got losses. Now we're picking based on conference. So it's like it's a little bit better, but it's still the same shit. Now, 2024, we got a playoff. 12 teams. You voting in teams, yes, but you got to give the teams that are just aren't being in there, let them in there, regardless of conference. See what I'm saying? Yeah, SEC still got love. Big Ten got love. But let the ACC up in there. Let the Big 12 up in there. Let a group of 5 who got us the best of them up in there. But they got to pass a qualifier. So that's still a key I would like to see worked out, because you might have a year, 2 or 3 of them group of 5s all in the mix. They all in the top 25, top 10s, whooping up everybody. What we going to do? Because if I see 2 undefeated group of 5 teams, and all kind of 2 lost SEC and Big Ten and ACC and Big 12, here we go again. But I appreciate the effort being made that you're trying to advance the game of college football, because it's going to make the sport better. You're going to see coaches stick to programs because now they know they can stay at their program and build it and not have to be at the Blue Bloods to win a championship. They might have something going at a Cincinnati, at a Boise State, and we've seen that. We've watched Cincinnati go undefeated, and they got into the 4-team playoff and competed in their game. They lost, but they were like they belonged. You know, we've seen Boise State, one of the first to really start this whole conversation. TCU did it years ago when they were Mountain West or WAC, one of the two. But guess what? They said to kill the whole problem, we're just going to go to another conference. That's another trend now. You got teams aligning in conferences for the sake of business, competitiveness, same time. I do and don't like the alignments. Like I don't like them abolishing the Pac-12 because I can't stand because my Big Ten got a couple of Pac-12 teams in there, and the traveling is like, damn, it's kind of throws off. Like you don't, it's not, it shouldn't be a normal thing to have to travel to Cali from Michigan to play USC and UCLA or to Washington State to play the Huskies. Like to me, I'm thinking it's a little strange. Like I don't know why you get rid of the Pac-12. That somebody need to tell me. Like let me know in the comments what happened to the Pac-12. Somebody need to let me know because I don't understand them getting rid of a conference, especially now that you got a playoff. And I remember the year before when they had the Pac-12, they were doing good. Washington was good. Oregon was good. Oregon State was good. I was like, why are we getting rid of this conference? Like they're competing over there. You see what I'm saying? You got squads over there. I don't understand. I don't like it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, am I being too traditional? But anyways, um, the game of college football is becoming how it should be, where everybody got a chance. You got the transfer portals doing that. So everybody now, these kids they go to Ohio State and the Alabama, and they don't want to sit behind two other 5-star players and wait to even play. They might get out there their junior season, unless you're really elite and they know you're the real deal, So they're like, you know what, I'm gonna transfer to Syracuse and go play and play immediately. They might, you know what I mean? So I like that, it needs to be a little cap on it because some dudes go year after year. But you know what? That's on that own player because sometimes you need to sit at a school and get your chance to play. I like this kid Ty Simpson out of Alabama. He waited at Alabama. He could have went elsewhere, but he waited for his chance. Now they're gonna let him start. It's give and take with that. The kid from Georgia did it, Carson Beck, but he had a mean sophomore year, I believe, or junior season. But then his senior year wasn't as good, and I guess he got one more year eligibility, so he goes to Miami. Now we'll see, but he still could have jumped, but waited his chance to play at Georgia. And I like that too. Like that's the tradition of college football. Like, wait your shot. You got the coach. It's a good coach. He just got guys in front of you, but you're gonna get your shot. You just gotta be a little patient. You could go to another school, but you don't know what you're getting into at that other school. Yeah, you might play, but they might not be nearly as talented. Like this kid, uh, um, I'm a lever. The Tennessee, the guy that left Tennessee because they didn't want to give him no NIL money. He already was getting NIL money. He got greedy. So he goes to UCLA. I believe he hurt his NFL career, but I might be wrong. He might prove me wrong, but I don't believe UCLA just going to be great because he's over there now. UCLA got work to do. Like they already are not they're in the Big Ten too. I don't see them just coming up and being better than the Ohio States, the Penn States, the Michigan, and Oregons over there just because Ali was over there. He still was a work in progress at Tennessee, but he had a good thing around him. He should have stayed, tuned this game up, got the greed up out of him, So the transfer portal is give and take. It's up to the player, and he got to think of common sense and his chances of going to the league with the options he takes. But it's still for the game of football, man. I love it, Uh, I don't know who I want to sit here and tell you. If I can pick just, I'm not going to go all through college football. The one team I'm paying attention to this year, because I already kind of said I like this guy as a Heisman candidate. He's mine already, besides the clear ones like Cade Klubnik out of Clemson or Jeremiah Smith, the receiver from Ohio State. I think the other kid's name is Jeremiah Love, the running back at Notre Dame. Like, these are guys that I know are going to have great seasons. But I feel like this man is not getting enough talk. It's Lenore Sellers. I keep screaming this man's name. I don't know. I might be wrong now. I'm a stand on it if I'm wrong. I'll stand on it if I'm wrong. But I just got a good feeling about him. I didn't discuss what I think about Arch Manning. I'm not going to sit here and go. I'm not worried about his Heisman chances. I think Texas. If Starkee's a good coach, he needs to coach Arch Manning and make sure, bruh, just do your job because Texas got a great team. Arch don't got to go out there and carry. You're on a team that's considered a number one team. Now that's some pressure because this is your first year starting, but you sat on the bench. You watched them be really good last year. You got that pedigree, bloodline. You got two legendary uncles and your granddaddy. Like, I know that mentality is in you, but you still got to go out there and earn your own name. Just as what it is. It's not going to be given to you, and nobody's going to hand it to you on them other teams. So, but at the same time, Texas got a running back room. They've been great running the football. They like that physical brand, and they're going to hand it off too. And they got a good defense. So you ain't got to go out there and air it out and carry the team on your back. Just play your game. Do your best to not make mistakes because your team is good enough to win as long as you don't throw games away. You know what I'm saying? That's all Archie to worry about. All the Heisman talk, I just don't think he shouldn't even be in there. Your name shouldn't put somebody in the Heisman talk. It should be the resume coming into the season. That's why Jeremiah Smith should be in there and Cade Klubnik and Garrett Nussmeier. You know what I mean? Them guys already looked pretty good last year. Jeremiah Love, they looked good last year. They deserve some hype this year and got a good team coming into the season. But for the first game of the season, great kickoff to the season, man. Kansas State and Iowa State. It was a little barn burner. Went down to the wire. Got to watch good chess because that's what it was, chess match. Two coaches that got the same kind of style. They mirror each other. It came down to a mistake on the coach going for it on a fourth down. It was a good game, man. He should have kicked the ball, put it away, play defense. He go for it on fourth inside his own 29, 4th and 3. Ugh, that was risky, bro. He didn't get it, and then Iowa State go and score. They got the ball on the short field. He gave him a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. It was 20 at the time, 24-14. Yeah, Kansas State came back and scored, but when Iowa State got the ball back again, they were able to ice the game and it was over with. But great first game to start the season, man. We back. We back. We back. College football is back. Football is back. Next week, got some big games. You see me representing. It's your boy Easily Done.